Go download my free legato course right now and learn to play fast in the fastest way possible. So, I just came up with this riff here, and you can too. It's actually amazing how you can learn to improvise your way to riffs, because it's like soloing. It's like playing blues licks or any other licks, and then really gaining the ability to improvise and use the notes and shuffle them around. And as you know, because when you think about songs, and you imagine stuff in your head that you would like to play, you're actually improvising. You only need the ability to take those ideas that you hear in your mind and convert them into something you actually play. And when those two skills merge, the ability to, which you have already, to imagine cool riffs and the ability to actually play what you hear in your head, then that becomes instant. So you can hear and play at the same time. I used to be I'm going to show you just a little bit of how you do this in this video, but I was in a band once, and I was new in the band, and I was just, jamming around, just trying to, coming up with riffs, whatever. I was just playing different types of stuff. And they were just jamming along, and I was just playing one riff after another, and they were saying, "What are those riffs?" They say, "How did you learn so many riffs?" And then the ability to just play them after it was kind of a mix of the same type of riffs put together in a song. And I was like, "Well, I'm just improvising, right?" And it was like, "How do you do that?" And I, at that point, realized that that's something that not everybody can do necessarily. So how do you get there? What you do is that you get the fact that we have two kinds of riffs going on. We have riffs that are based on the major minor scale, right? And we have riffs that are based on the blues scale. Now, if you take a band like Metallica, for instance, that is major scale riffs, although they're using the minor version of the major scale. Same notes, just a different thing. Or they're using the Phrygian, right? Or the harmonic minor, right? And chromatics within that, but it's basically the same thing. So AC/DC would be blues scale based riff, and Metallica would be the other, or so many other bands in different categories. And most bands actually go back and forth. Most rock bands have both in their riffs. Sometimes not. But that's one thing. And then you can start looking at riffs and saying, right? And say, "Oh, that sounds like." It sounds like a blues scale based riff. Or you can have stuff like, which was some of the stuff I just played. Those are major chords here, so that has to be something else. But then I can combine it with the blues scale. Because the blues scale fits into the minor scale, right? A bit of theory there is a pretty cool thing, and it will go a long way to just look into scales and the chords attached to them and all these things. So that's one of the things. But basically what I did was I learned a ton of riffs, but I would never learn the whole song, because why would I learn and memorize, if I didn't need it? But I just learned riff after riff after riff just by looking at, and you can find that on YouTube, right? Go around, see what are they playing, and it's a really good exercise to listen for what is going on as you look at their fingers and say, what is that thing, right? Or, look up tutorials, learn riff after riff, and then use your conscious mind to say, what is going on inside that riff? Most people don't. They just learn the riff, right? You should look at, okay, it's a blues scale. What is he doing here? What's going on here? Well, conceptualize it when you learn it. Say, okay, we got one string going, right? I think it's an AC/DC thing. Right, and he's basically using the open A string. It's the... I can see those notes fit into the A blues scale, right? And then he's using one open string, and then he's playing... Could I use that idea right off the bat without playing the actual riff? right? Whatever it is. I just use the same type of idea. Open A string, playing notes from the A blues scale. Once I have that as a concept in my mind, instead of just learning the riff, I have it as a concept. I can start, how can I use that? Well, yeah, it's got something well known. Right? Right? So I have a foundation there for creating my own stuff. Could be anything. Let's say, let me see what we got. Something like that, right? What is going on here? Oh, that's a blue note, perhaps. It's actually also the E blues scale. Right? But I like that. Can I use that? You know, I'm conceptualizing again. I said, sounds dark, and I like that. So, right. So I'm utilizing that. What do I just do? Did that? I did this. Another concept in riffing, right? You got like a muted E going on, and then I go. And then, you know, subdivisions of 16 notes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, ba, 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 da, 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 da. And I can use that and say, okay. So, that's another concept. Put different notes to it, change the rhythm, and it's yours, right? It's a little framework for improvising your riffs. This works in the most amazing way. And if you then know how to put your riffs together into a structure so it sounds like it's composed, then you're well on the way to be a riff master. So I hope this was valuable to you. So go learn a lot of riffs and then conceptualize what is actually going on. What scales are we using? What concepts are we using? Can I use the same concepts within, the same ideas, and then utilize them in another way? Mix them up in a different way, and then see if I can produce something of my own. If you do that on a continuing basis every single day, I promise you, you will end up in the same place. You can also take the very structured approach of our program. If you click the link just below here, if you want more information about riff building and how to approach it from a very simple, structured, systematic way of thinking, where you can learn this this craft here in the fastest way possible, then click the link. But, as I said, go practice riffs. Forget about the whole song. Just practice the riff and then utilize it. See what you can get from the concepts in there. See you in the next video. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.